Let me catch my breath. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Chemically Imbalanced Black Girl Podcast. We're on episode 26, and episode 26 is officially going down in history because today is my birthday. Happy birthday, Zaria. Oh my God, we love you. We love this podcast. Oh my God, I hope you have a great day. Guys, stop. Thank you so much. That was so sweet. I can't even believe that you guys said all that. I was going to record this episode 2 days ago because you guys know I usually record all my episodes in advance and then I edit them and upload them on Sunday. But I took a little trip for my birthday, and the way I was busy and the way I just could not pull out everything to record this episode, I was like, we're just going to do it on my actual birthday, in the morning. So before we start this episode, because I do have a lot of stuff to talk about, I need to tell you guys something. You guys. Okay, wait. My heart is beating so fast. The merch for the Chemically Imbalanced Black Girl Podcast is officially out. Y'all, click the link in any of my bios, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere you follow me. Click the link in my bio so you can see these cute ass hoodies, t-shirts, and crew necks. I bought 3 for myself. Well, technically not for myself. I brought 1 for me, 1 for my mom and dad, because if they not repping your girl, who is, But they come in so many cute colors, guys. I was so emotional making them, and I was so emotional emailing the hosting website that allowed me to create the hoodies. I was like, if they're ugly, just say that. Like, if they look bad, just tell me. But the person I was talking to was like, no, they look great, and we'll make sure they look perfect before we ship them out. And I was like, okay, great. But my favorite thing about them all, besides the way they look, is that the company allowed it to go all the way up to like a triple XL. And that just made me so happy because I was like, come on, inclusive. Like, oh my gosh, like anybody, like it just made me so happy because I fucking hate going to a store and everything is like petite, small, double X small. Like what is a double X small? Like, please don't do this. So guys, if you want to rep your girl's podcast, or even if you feel like you're chemically imbalanced, you don't even have to be a chemically imbalanced black girl. You could just be a chemically imbalanced person. If you feel like those words represent you, cop a hoodie. If you want to just rep your girl's merch and you're walking down the street and somebody's like, oh my God, where'd you get that hoodie? You can be like, oh my God, actually, it's the Chemically Imbalanced Black Girl Podcast. Like, that would be such a great birthday gift from you guys. I know you guys already said happy birthday. Oh my God, I hope you have a great day. Honestly, rep your girl. They are so cute. Just go take a look at them. Just look right now. Just look. Pause the episode and go look. Actually, don't pause the episode. Wait till this episode is finished and go look. And then tell me how much you love them. Because they're so cute. I can't. I'm about to like throw up. I'm so excited. But okay, guys, let's get right into the episode because I have so many things to talk to you guys about. I feel like I haven't seen you in so long, guys. What's up? So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is a little rant that I've been just shuffling through my mind. And I've been trying to talk about it with my guy friends. And y'all know how it is talking to men. It's just not reciprocated in the way that I wanted it to be reciprocated. So I need to get this out. And then I'm going to go on to like the story times and the Am I the Asshole that I have planned for you guys today. So I mean this with the deepest part of my heart. This is not a men versus women podcast whatsoever. But sometimes I just be having thoughts in my mind. And this thought literally came to me while I was on the plane, like coming to my birthday trip. I was just thinking and I was like, yo, this is, and I had to like type it in my notes because I was like, I can't forget this. I have to like talk about it. And so I was texting my guy friends and they were like, no, you're wrong. And I was like, I'm not though, but I'm going to talk about it on the podcast. Okay, so it's going to be a rant, y'all, so just hold on. So we all know what PNC is, right? That's post-nut clarity. We all got it. Women get it, men get it. We got that. But like, there's this big difference in the two genders when it comes down to like what you walk away with and how you feel after the post-nut clarity hits, right? Every single man on this earth can either understand or experience the act of being like at a bar or a club or a restaurant and you see a girl, you like, oh, she fine. Like, I'm gonna go try to holler at that, see what the night can do for us, Everybody can understand that, right? And you walking up to her thinking that you're genuinely interested in her. Y'all chatting it up. Y'all talking about where she went to school, where she grew up. You know, is that the real color of her eyes? She smell good. Like, y'all just chatting up. The night is going, you know, the way it should be going. But once all that charm works and them drinks start to sit in, you know, once you guys fuck, it's like that PNC like washes over guys. And it's just like, oh, you're actually not that cute. And turns out I don't really give a fuck where you grew up. You know what I mean? Like, everybody understands that. It's just a wave that washes over you. And it's just like, no, I actually don't like anything about you. Every man can sum that up to like, oh, I was just thinking with my dick. Like, my dick was in control. Like, it wasn't me. Like, I genuinely thought I liked you. And now we're here. And I just don't. Like, I don't know what to say. I just don't like you. And even though that's 100% normalized, even though it sounds psychotic as fuck, like, what do you mean you would think it with your dick? Like, nobody deeps that, though. Nobody really thinks about, like, nigga, what? But, like, it's almost expected for men to, like, think with their dick. Like, it's so normalized that nobody, like, genuinely, like, what? But stay with me, y'all, because I'm about to take the wheel of this car and swerve the fuck out of it. But I always found it funny how men don't understand that women do that exact same thing just with, like, money and bills. Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. Because let's be fucking for real right now. The same way that orgasm you're trying to get from me is clouding your better judgment is the same way my light bill, my fucking car note, and my rent is clouding my better judgment of this orgasm that you probably not even gonna give me for real. And I just think men get so mad because to them, like, the orgasm, like, the coochie is the prize of the night. That's like the win. It's like that was the thing that was clouding your judgment. You just wanted to get the rocks off. And it's just like, after that, it's just like, yeah. And I think they just get so mad that dick isn't the same for women. It's just like, it's not making me like a zombie. Like, I can still think, but nigga, my bills need to be paid. Like, they hate that the way men fiend over coochie isn't the same way that women fiend over dick. And they hate that. They think that, like, laying down some weak-ass pipe is all they, you know, should have to offer. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. Minute Man, it's not the case. I'm sorry. The stakes of me actually having an orgasm or enjoying myself with you are too high for something to not be paid at the end of this transaction. And let me tell y'all something. I was having this conversation. I was having a text fight battle with one of my homeboys. He was like, so basically that's prostitution. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because let me tell you why it's not prostitution. The same way, before your better judgment was clouded by a hard, you know, little pee-pee, you walked up to me and approached me, you know, quote unquote, genuinely being interested in me. And I reciprocated that by quote unquote, genuinely being interested in you, right? Now, the transaction that you wanted from me, genuinely being interested in me, right, is coochie. You wanted to have an orgasm, right? That's where you swipe your card at, right? Unfortunately for me and half the women around the world, we don't get the same luxury of just getting the orgasm. You know, 90% of women don't even have one. So our cards can't swipe at the same card reader. You know what I mean? Something has to be as substantial for me as that nut was for you. And since you're most likely not going to give me one, I need to come out of this transaction feeling just as glowy and rectified as you. And the only way that's going to happen is if you pay something or give me some money. I'm sorry. Or give me something. I'm sorry that you feel like that's prostitution, but I didn't confront you and say, hey, you trying to fuck tonight? It's going to be $500. The only way you going to fuck me is if you give me $1,200. Like, that's prostitution. There's like words that has to be exchanged before you go into prostitution. That's a whole job. Like, that's a whole, you know, yeah, it's not the same. You know, that's when they start throwing around, oh, all y'all bitches think about money, y'all just goat diggers. I mean, yeah, because the dick not dicking the way it's supposed to. So what else am I supposed to think of? And in my opinion, money is the perfect trade-off for a vagina. Or unless it's like life, unless you kill somebody. I mean, you know what I mean? Honestly, it's priceless. So whatever amount of money any woman is asking you for, I feel like it is more than earned. I feel like it's more than earned. So, and plus, only broke motherfuckers really have an issue with it. But y'all know what I'm trying to say. I just always thought that was so funny. So you can think with your dick, and that's psychotic as fuck in any way you deep it. But I can't think with my bills and my car note and lunch for tomorrow. Okay, so it sounds like my priorities are where they should be, and your priorities is just wherever the fuck they are right now. Because it sounds like I'm walking away from this interaction with at least something paid. At least something can be paid for after we leave this interaction. And the only thing you walking away with is the fact that you had an orgasm. Like, good for you. Like, I'm glad, like, I'm glad that you got what you wanted. But, like, I need to feel that way too. Unless you break my back and put my toe in my ear and have my sideburns singing to my calves, then the financial aspect of everything I just said goes right out the goddamn window. Because sometimes, but unfortunately for men, that just doesn't happen like 85% of the time. And God forbid it happens on a night out when a nigga just walk up, like you just meet, like on some one night stand shit. Like, you're not gonna make me have an orgasm, so give me some money. Like, I don't understand how that's hard to understand. But I might be wrong. If y'all think I'm wrong, let me know. Just be like, Zaria, shut up. Because that, you could tell that was a plane ride thought. Because I was like, no, I think I'm onto something. If I'm not, just tell me shut up. All right, y'all. So I have two Am I the Assholes that I want to talk about. One is my personal one. I want y'all to tell me if I was the asshole. Even though, every time I do this, I personally think I wasn't. But I could have been. We'll see. And then I have a Am I the Asshole that I read on Reddit, which I might actually keep in the show. I know I've been saying it all the time, and nothing about this show is stationary or stagnant. But, it's called the Chemically Imbalanced Black Girl Podcast. So if you were expecting some type of routine, then that's your fault. I'm sorry. That's your fault. The whole premise of this podcast is that I'm unhinged. So I want to share with you guys my personal Am I the Asshole question, right? And you guys just let me know, like I said, like you usually do, just DM me, whatever, and be like, yeah, you was fucked up. But if I wasn't, I still want to know that too, because I feel like I was rectified. So how it starts was, this was my first airline. I was in flight attendant training. Flight attendant training is like 4 weeks, right? So we were in Phoenix, Arizona, was having the time of my life. And we were on I think we were on the third or the fourth week of flight attendant training. So we was wrapping this shit up. We was about to graduate, get on the line, right? So when you're a flight attendant, most airlines have you join a union. So you have these instructors that you have every day that teach you, show you how to do stuff, evacuate and all that shit, right? And then you have other people come in the class and like explain other aspects of the job. That day, it was one of these days where the union lady came in and was telling us about, the union of the airline, like how we could talk to the union, how we could get in contact with them, what the union does for us, all that shit, right? So she comes to start talking about ways where, like if you were to get fired, how the union could help you save your job. But then she started talking about things that flight attendants could do where the union would just throw their hands up and be like, nah, bitch, you got to get fired, right? So she starts giving us this example about these two flight attendants, like in uniform, and they were like recording, and they had music playing, and they were like recording and singing the words to the song, and the song had the word nigga in it. And it was a full plane of passengers like behind them. I was like, oh shit, that's actually pretty fucked up. No matter what job you in, you can't just be, niggering it up, not while the customer's in there. Like, that's crazy. So when she was telling us that, everybody was like, God damn, that's crazy. Like, why would y'all do that? That's fucking wild. Like, in first class and everything, that's crazy. But then she started to slide all the way the fuck off that topic and was like, me personally, I don't think anybody should say the N-word. I think everybody who says the word is ignorant. It just should be a word that's abominated. And when I tell y'all, that triggered the fuck out of me, because like I keep saying to y'all, sometimes I'm so pro-black that it makes me sometimes fucking crazy, right? So she starts going on this tangent about how she hate the N-word this and hate the N-word that, and anybody who uses it is ignorant and you don't have no fucking common sense. She obviously wasn't cussing, but she was saying all that. So I put my hand up and I was like, excuse me. Like, I was like, can you focus on the topic at hand instead of trying to say that every black person in this classroom is ignorant? Girl, when I tell y'all, you could have heard a neck snap with how many necks turned and looked at me. I promise you, somebody had a neck ache the next morning. Them motherfuckers turned and looked at me so fast. And I was deadpan. I was just looking at her like, yeah, can we get back to the fucking topic that you're supposed to be in here teaching us about? So this white lady, the lady who was talking, her face went absolutely pale. And I could tell that she was like gritting her teeth, that she wanted to go the fuck off on me. But again, this wasn't the time or place to do that. And I low-key wanted her to, because I was like, no, say what you want to say. Say exactly what you want to say. Everything that you holding back right now, say that shit. Because I promise you I want to hear it. But she didn't. She was like, well, that's not at all what I was saying. And I sincerely apologize if that's what it came across as. And I was like, no, it's good, but that's not really your place to be deciding who gets to say nigga. I said nigga. I was like, it's not really your place to be saying or deciding who gets to say nigga. That's not what you came in here to teach us. You're here to talk about the union, and somehow we've been talking about nigga for 30 minutes. Let's stay on topic. Girl, when I tell y'all they snatched my ass about that classroom, oh my God. It also doesn't make it better that I was the third black person in the classroom. Every student, every instructor was white or Asian or, well, yeah, that was it. It was only 2 other black girls in the classroom. I was the third one. So them other black girls was looking at me like, you about to get kicked the fuck out. I was like, shit, Zaria. Oh, why couldn't you just keep that in? Oh my God, I'm about to go home. I only been here 3 weeks. I'm about to go home. Fuck. Y'all, they take me out in that hallway. And one of my instructors, I can't remember his name, but he was an Asian dude. He was gay. He looked mortified. He was like, is there going to be a problem with you two in this facility? And I was like, no. I just didn't think that was appropriate. I wanted to learn about my union. I wanted to learn what we can and can't get away with as flight attendants at this company for this union. And it sound real racist in there. If I'm being honest with you, it sound real racist in there. Y'all didn't hear her say anybody who say the N-word is ignorant. Y'all be hearing me at the hotel. I say nigga every day. So she was basically calling me ignorant, and every other black person in that class ignorant. The white lady, her name was Karen. Oh my God, that's so crazy that I just remembered that her name was Karen. That's fucking crazy. Not the lady who was talking about people shouldn't say the N-word, but my second instructor, her name was Karen. That just popped in my head. That's crazy. And she was like, well, actually, yeah, you do have a point. These white people were scared as fuck. They were shook. They didn't know what to say. She was like, yeah, well, I don't even know why she would say that. She comes in here every class, and this is the first time she's ever even mentioned that story. I've never heard her tell that story before in my life. And I was like, yeah, well, you probably should tell that bitch not to tell that story no more. She almost got her fucking face kicked in. Like, why would you say that? Like, why would you say that? Like, did you not see the 3 black people in this fucking room? That's crazy. So then after, they basically say, well, just don't do that, what you just did ever again. They let me go back in the classroom. I didn't miss the whole shit about the union. I don't know what the fuck our union is for, how we get to it. I don't know shit about it now. I missed the whole shit, right? So we're doing like intermittent time, and this is time where we take like a break because in flight attendant training, y'all, those class days was like 14 fucking hours. We was up from sun up to sundown, and I'm not joking. That shit was intense. So they give us like 10-minute breaks, like every like 2 to 3 hours. And we either go eat something, use the bathroom, whatever the fuck, talk, chat it up with the other flight attendants. Y'all, that lady come up to me, and she was like, excuse me, Zaria. And I was like, yes. She was like, I just wanted to have like a little side conversation with you. If I just talked to Junior. Oh my God, I'm remembering everybody's name. I'm so fulfilled with myself right now. She was like, I just spoke with Junior and Karen, and I wanted to make sure that you know that I did not mean that to sound racist at all. And I'm just looking at this lady because, like, if this lady start crying on everything I love, I'm gonna headbutt the shit out of her. She was like, I have had personal experiences. I have a granddaughter that's black. It's from my personal experiences that I started going off on that tangent. And you're right, that wasn't professional. I should have kept it on with the union and what I originally came into the classroom for. And for that, I apologize. She was like, I don't know if I alerted something inside of you. I don't know, how my words were perceived by you or anybody else in the classroom. So I will be going back into the classroom at the end of the day and apologizing for my tangent that I went on. And I wanted to apologize to you personally because I can see that you took it a little more harsher than what I meant it. Y'all, I couldn't curl my lip up higher. Oh my God, I couldn't curl my lip up higher. I was looking at this lady with pure disgust because what? Y'all know, when you're in professional settings, you just got to suck that shit up and be like, well, I appreciate your apology. It's okay. We just have to stay professional and handle things like adults. I appreciate you admitting your wrongs, and I appreciate you willing to apologize to the classroom because I'm sure I'm not the only fucking one that felt like that. So thank you for your apology. And I'll see you at the end of the goddamn day. I was just so irritated with that. I was like, girl, don't. Y'all, I was so mad. So, do y'all think I was the asshole for that? Because I feel like I wasn't. But sometimes, but the only way I think I was an asshole is because sometimes my mouth is crazy. Sometimes I can't stop the words from coming out. Luckily, I didn't cuss or call her a name or anything like that. But I was just like, you really tripping. I could have handled it better. I know. Or I could have just shut the fuck up and not said anything at all. That would have been the ideal, situation. But it's not in me to do that. So literally the words were burning out my mouth. Like they were fizzing out of my lips. I couldn't stop it. It was like a fucking propeller. I couldn't. I am a growing human, y'all. Do not judge me. Okay. I tried. She tried me and I got mad. Okay, so the next Am I the Asshole scenario is one I read on Reddit. And the reason why I wanted to read this specific one is because there's a couple little things about this one that I read that would go off so different in a lot of people's minds, depending on your upbringing, depending on how you view certain things, right? So basically, this Am I the Asshole said, I am a 29-year-old female. Me and my husband, who is 32, were traveling to his relative's house for a party. It was not a oh my God, why do my words fail every time I press record on this goddamn podcast? I don't understand. She was saying it wasn't a special occasion. It was just a family gathering, cookout, whatsoever. She was like, we see his family 2 to 3 times a month, even though they live far. So she is 8 months pregnant. She said they had walked into his family's house, and about 20 minutes after they got there, she said she was craving a slushie. The slushie, let me not get loud. Let me tell y'all the story. The slushie place was 30 minutes away from his parents' house, from his folks' house, right? He said, okay, the slushie, she said she was having a pregnancy craving. She wanted a slushie. The slushie was 30 minutes away. He said, all right, we just got here. Wait a couple hours. We'll go get a slushie. She said, all right, cool. Another 20 minutes go by. She was like, babe, I need this slushie right now. Like, the baby wants it. I want it. We need to go fucking get this slushie. So he got mad. He was like, all right, get in the fucking car. Like, let's go get this slushie. So she said, when they got in the car to go get the slushie, to drive 30 minutes for a slushie, she said that he got mad at him and that he got mad at her and said that you could have waited a couple hours to get this slushie. Like, you don't have to have it right now. We only been over here for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. We should have just not even fucking came if you wanted to leave as soon as we got here. Like, they live far. We only see him 2 to 3 times a month, if that. Like, you pissing me off, right? So she didn't understand if she was the asshole or not, because she was like, all I'm having is a pregnancy craving. Like, I just want the snack that me and my baby want at this moment. Like, I don't understand how I'm the asshole. And let me tell you why she is nothing but an asshole, in my opinion. Like I said, this might translate different in people's minds, depending on how you grew up, your upbringing, and your definition of being inconsiderate. So, my number one thing is, on the way to my parents' house, you didn't think once about a slushie. And this hour and a half drive it took to get here from our house, you didn't give a fuck about a slushie, right? Because that would have been the best thing to do, is stop on the way here to get a slushie. You could have set your ass in the corner of my dad's house and slurped the fuck out of that slushie. But you weren't thinking about it. You thought about it the moment we stepped foot in this goddamn door. That's a little weird. Second, any snack that takes 30 minutes to get to, we're not getting that fucking snack. I'm sorry. Tell the baby to change his palate up, because we're not getting. And why is the only slushie available 30 fucking minutes away? Where your parents live at? Out in the fucking boondocks? No. Any snack that takes an hour to get to is not a snack that I'm going to be getting. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm just not. And my third thing is, this is where it gets like a little controversial, because why couldn't you just go get the damn slushie by yourself? And then everybody I was talking to was like, I wouldn't want my 8th month pregnant wife driving by herself. Why? Can she not drive? Unless it's something about pregnant women that I don't know, specifically at 8 months, that they're not, supposed to operate vehicles. I know they're not supposed to get on planes and stuff like that. But if they're not supposed to operate vehicles at 8 months, then I apologize. I didn't know that. But if you are, you could go get that 30 fucking minute slushie by your damn self. I did not have to come. I'm over here enjoying my parents, my nephews, and my nieces. And you over here tugging on my shirt talking about a fucking slushie. Girl! To me, I don't know, y'all. It just seemed like a real, power dynamic. We clearly took this trip for me to see my family, for me to be around my family, for you to be around my family, and all of a sudden the shift has to be on you now. It's not about us going to a family party anymore. It's about Melissa and this goddamn slushie and how we need to get it right now, even though it's 30 fucking minutes away. That, y'all, would have pissed me off so much, because after we got the Slurpee, I would have just went the fuck home. I would have just went home. There was no reason for us to go out to my parents' house if you wanted to just basically drive back home to get a fucking slushie. No. I don't know, y'all. When I read that, it was literally making my blood boil, because that's the most inconsiderate. And I also don't like when people are, what's the word I can use? I want to say disabled, but not in the way that it means, literally. Just when people are in compromising positions, like being pregnant, having a broken leg, stuff like that, where they think that because they're that is an excuse to be inconsiderate or an asshole or just flat out fucking rude. That's not an excuse. That it's a good enough excuse for me not to punch you in the fucking head, because I don't want to hurt the baby and I don't want to hurt you more than having a broken leg or whatever. But it's not an excuse to be a brat. No, you're not getting a slushie. I'm sorry. You're just not going to get it. Y'all, I don't know why that bothered me so much, but when I was reading it, I was like, oh, this is definitely going on the podcast. Because I know for a fact, a lot of people would say, no, she's not the asshole. She's carrying his baby. If she wanted to drive to fucking Tallahassee to get a Snickers bar, he should get his ass in that goddamn car to get a Snickers bar. And although half of my body agrees with that, the other half is like, you're out of your fucking mind. That's not goddamn happening. I'll make you a fucking slushie before I drive 30 minutes to go get one, and we just got to my parents' house. And we've been driving for an hour and a half. No, I will grind up ice myself, and I will blend up strawberries before I ever do that. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. I'll turn into a fucking caveman before I ever take that 30-minute drive for one slushie. I'm not doing it. Okay, y'all. Let me go on to the next topic before I be ranting about that for the whole goddamn podcast. I'm about to wrap it up, I promise. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about something. I know when I talk about anime and when I talk about cartoons and stuff, you guys get really excited because y'all are a bunch of nerds. Let's face it. So am I. And I love that about y'all. I love that about us. The collective black nerdiness that this podcast, drafts to makes it just fills me up inside. Pause. So lately, y'all, I've been watching an abundance of Adventure Time, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't on Adventure Time back in the day. The only episode of Adventure Time I ever watched was when I was getting my hair done back in 2013, and season 5 episode 11 came on. Yes, I remember, because my man was in there, and Childish Gambino was in it. It's the Bad Little Boy episode, and I was getting my hair braided, and he started singing, and I was like, who is that? That's a nice ass voice. Who is that man? I looked him up, said Childish Gambino. We've been locked in ever since. Okay, I say Childish Gambino because I don't really rock with Donald Glover. And I know they're the same person, but they're really not. Listen. So, like I said, I've been watching an abundance of Adventure Time lately. That's my show when I fall asleep, when I wake up. Now, usually it's Bob's Burgers because Tina Belcher. No, not Tina Belcher. What's the mom's name? Linda makes me very happy. I don't know why. When she starts singing and when she talks about the raccoons, like, oh, it's a little baby. Like, her voice makes me so happy. I don't know why. So usually my comfort show is Bob's Burgers. And y'all know Steven Universe is my favorite show in the whole world. But I don't know. Something about Adventure Time lately has just been really given. BMO is like, I just want to like put BMO in my pocket and carry him around. His voice is so cute. And the way he is always just so positive about everything. I love BMO so much. But y'all, anybody who watches Adventure Time, I need y'all to tell me what character you relate to more in the show. Or just what your favorite character is. Because I'm so into this show now. But Marceline, the Vampire Queen, is like my girl. Like, I feel like they made that character off of me. You know what I mean? And I know they didn't. But, like, I just relate to Marceline so much. And let me tell you why. Because Marceline reminds me of Raven from Teen Titans. And she also reminds me of Lapis Lazuli from Steven Universe. And those two characters I relate to so heavily. And I feel like, not saying that they did, but I feel like Marceline is like a mixture of those two. Her character is just so nice, and I love to hear her sing. I don't know, y'all. I just love this show so much. And I was like, why wasn't I watching this when I was like 15, 14? Like, and the show has always been around. Like, I was literally watching Steven Universe. Steven Universe used to come on right after Adventure Time or Amazing World of Gumball. I can't remember. But, like, I just never gave a fuck about the show. After I saw the one episode with Childish Gambino, I was like, well, yeah, that's all I needed. Turns out he was in like 3 other episodes. And I never knew that until recently. So, y'all, I need to know. And also, I need to know what y'all comfort shows are. I don't know why I'm not like a real life TV show type of person. Or I'm not like a live action TV show type of person. Like, I don't like watching shows with like real people. I'm a cartoon bitch. I don't know if that's because I like anime so much. Oh my gosh, I should have mentioned the anime because so many of y'all recommended anime that I want to talk about. But this episode is already goddamn 45 minutes long. I'm gonna talk about it in the next episode. So all the people that recommended me anime, I've watched like 8 episodes of all of them, and some of them are fire. I'm gonna talk about it in the next episode. But yeah, tell me what your comfort shows are. If they're cartoon, I really want to know. If they're not, I still want to know, because I need to start acting like a fucking adult. I mean, like, today, I'm, like, officially in my mid-20s, and all I watch is cartoons. Like, I need to get my life together. But, yeah, so, tell me all of your comfort shows. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap the episode up. Remember, today is my birthday. Support your local Black girl. Support your local mental health podcast. Link is in every bio of mine. Get a hoodie, get a t-shirt, and make sure you tell me happy birthday and tell me when you got it so I can see it on you. Okay, guys, that's the end of the episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and you know your girl's on TikTok. Let's make this podcast the podcast. Okay, y'all? I want to hear you talk about it in the streets. 5 stars if you're feeling frisky, and 5 stars even if you're not. All the beautiful music in this episode is by the amazing Zoe Marie. Zoe's music can be found on all streaming platforms, so please go listen and love it just like I do. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.